If you're struggling to judge the gaps in the traffic to know when to enter a roundabout, have a look at these 5 tips, see if they help. Importantly, never make any rush decisions about entering onto a roundabout. Never pull out in front of a vehicle on the roundabout, or pull out alongside a vehicle on the roundabout. If you're unsure about a gap, don't take any risks. It's best to stop and be safe than pull out and have an accident. Tip 1. Get the approach right. If you've got your speed down and selected the appropriate gear in good time, you've got plenty of time to have a look. So use your MSM routine, mirrors, appropriate signal and correct lane, then bring your speed right down to give yourself time to have a look. Once you've got the speed down, select the appropriate gear for the speed, and hopefully that'll give you the chance to keep moving into a space that's there. If the space isn't there, it's quite easy just to bring it to a gentle stop, select first gear and look for the next gap. Tip 2. Look for space. As we approach the roundabout, notice the cars that are driving around. We want the gaps, so look behind those cars. Look into the spaces behind the cars that are driving around, because that's where we want to drive into. Also be aware of cars that are entering onto the roundabout from side roads. In this case, the silver car is now blocking our view of the roundabout. So we don't want to use that car as a barrier and drive out. We could stall, for example, and then the oncoming car wouldn't see us. The silver car could stall or change their mind. So make sure it's clear and safe where you can see before you pull out. When you see the gap, straight after this car, straight into that gap, so that you're not leaving any time for something else to come around the corner. Tip number 3, notice the position of other vehicles on the roundabout. The position that those vehicles are in might give you a clue as to where they're going to help you judge the gap. So here, these 2 cars here are facing the exit of the roundabout. They're also in the far lane, which suggests that they're going to exit the roundabout, meaning we should have a gap. They're also blocking this car off from entering onto the roundabout, which again should give us a gap. So that means that we should enter straight behind this golden car and into the roundabout without many problems. Tip number 4 seems an obvious one, but one that people forget. Look for signals. So as the cars approach, look to the corners of the car where the signals would be, where the indicators flash. See if those lights are flashing, they may give you a clue to see if you can keep moving onto the roundabout. So using those first 4 tips, have a look at this roundabout situation and decide when you would go. Did you judge it correctly? Did you look for space, positioning and signals to help you judge the gap? Tip number 5, look out for any different road layouts or road markings. In this example, a solid line separates the right-hand lane from the left-hand lane, which means the traffic in the right-hand lane can't cross over into the left-hand lane. So traffic entering this roundabout and entering in the left-hand lane doesn't need to give way to traffic on the roundabout because they have to stay in the right-hand lane. So here we can see the van coming around, it must stay in the right-hand lane as we drive out onto the roundabout in the left-hand lane. And the solid markings take us right around to our exit.